The time has come to unleash greatness once again in its beginning. With that being said, it's your boy Evan from Evan and Ari, and we're going to go ahead and get to my Blu-ray/DVD collection. This is something I've been waiting to do for a good while. So, with no further ado, alright, so let's go ahead and get it started. What we're going to do is start off with just this DVDs first, and then we'll move into the Blu-rays as well. Starting off this collection is a bona fide classic with the Labyrinth / Dark Crystal 2-pack collection. This was a gift to the other half, Ari. One of her co-workers at her job found out she'd never seen neither one of these movies, and we had to get that rectified quickly, so someone went out there and bought it for her for Christmas, and I thanked them so much for that, because we're going to get that problem resolved quick, fast, and in a hurry, because, I mean, The Labyrinth is one of the greatest movies ever, in my opinion, other than The Warriors, which is somewhere in the mix here, which we'll get to eventually. Let's move on to the next one. Next up is This Is the End. The only reason why I had this movie from the beginning is because I was a huge fan of Seth Rogen and James Franco, and I was like, I have to get it. Didn't even see it in theaters. I just bought it because I saw them on the case. When I got home and actually watched it, I flipped out, lost my mind. It was the greatest thing ever. Freaking hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Next up, we have Aragon. Next up, I have Ted 1. Only Ted 1. I just haven't gotten Ted 2 yet. It's something that I've considered on getting. It just slips my mind whenever I'm out and about. Don't really think about it much. But I love Ted. A hilarious, hilarious film. I mean, I'm pretty sure every guy thought that they could have like the little stuffed animal as a kid, grow up with them. That would have been the best thing in the world. So, you know, yeah, but I grew up with a Teddy Ruxpin. So, sorry, Ted. Alright. Next up is Doctor Strange, and I'll also let you guys know with this, the DVDs I do have, I am going to get switched over to the 4K format. I'm going to get all my movies switched over to 4K eventually when I get a 4K TV at some point. But like I said, Doctor Strange right here, I have to have it for the collection. But when that Infinity Gauntlet Saga collection comes out, oh, most definitely, I'm buying that. So pretty much just wait for that to happen to get the entire collection done and set properly. Another one, a good classic right here, Love Don't Cost a Thing. Man, this movie made me fall in love with Christina Milian from the jump, man. I was already a huge fan of Nick Cannon. Don't make fun of me about this, but I was one of those people who bought Nick Cannon CDs. Yeah, I was that guy. So I had to support Nick. And then, I mean, it was Christina Milian, guys. I mean, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Yes. Next up, Rogue One. This one, man, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It could have been a lot better than what it was as well. That kind of leaves it in a very narrow path. But, I mean, it was still a really good story. And this is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Next up, we got Twitches. Twitches was, I mean, if you're around my age, if you're 25, you watch Twitches on Disney Channel 1 and 2, and we had to get it when me and Ari first moved into our apartment. We needed something to watch because we moved in days before Halloween. I was like, we're not gonna have candy. I don't feel like dealing with people. I got boxes all over my house, so we bought Twitches and we spent the night watching this, eating candy and popcorn. It's freaking fantastic. Brought back so many memories, and I mean, it's Twitches. Let's get it. Boom. Speaking of it, Twitches 2 right here. Like I said, got them both. It was done. Finito. Night felt good times. Let's get it. Next up is a movie that most people I know call trash. This is one of my guilty pleasure films. We all have that one movie that we all know is just downright garbage. Ultraviolet is my movie. I know it is a bad movie. It is flat out disgusting. I've talked to all my friends whenever we go to the movies about this movie because they know I love this movie so much. But I recognize the filth that it is. But I watched this over and over and over and over and over again. I feel like Mila Djokovic just killed it. I know it was probably at the peak of everything with the whole Underworld thing series going on. It was like, hey, big name, separate thing, let's get it, vampire setting. I really like it, especially if you haven't seen the movie. She has these bracelets. And in the bracelets, she can just load them up with weapons. And I mean, there's one scene where she's just standing there for like a good 10-15 minutes, just loading up with rounds and all kinds of knives, guns, swords. It was super epic. And like I said, I loved it. I still do. Shoot, I might even watch it after this video, to be honest with you. It gets me excited. Next up is Poetic Justice. Poetic Justice, I mean, I've seen this movie 1,000 times and then some. I had to buy it though. Target had it on sale during Black History Month. And I was like, I mean, why not? It was like $5. So I was like, still, got it. Now I'm happy to say I have it in my collection, to be honest with you. That was the only reason why I really got it, is because I wanted it in the house. Next up is Ninja Assassin. Ninja Assassin is one of my other favorite films. I'm a huge fan of international films. I don't have many of them at home or here. A lot of them are on like my computer, downloaded, things like that. Ninja Assassin is one of them I had to buy the physical copy for. Let's get it moving. Next up is The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was actually one of the first movies I bought myself. I was, doing little jobs here and there, doing volunteer work, and every now and then people would give me some money. I was like, alright, cool. I saved up enough if I wasn't spending it on like frivolous crap like Nick Cannon CDs. But yeah, I got the Dark Knight movie. Hands down, one of the best Batman during that time. Right now, my favorite Batman is Ben Affleck. I hope he dons the cape one more time. I pray to God that happens. Likelihood, very minimal. Very, very minimal. But I hope. That's all I can do. All I can do is pray for it. Next up, boom, Lego Batman. Once again, Batman is my guy. If you haven't noticed, Batman is that dude. You know what I mean? Best superhero, hands down. So I had to get Lego Batman. Hilarious movie. A lot of good underlying adult jokes in there if you really pay attention to it, which I really love. Let's get on to the next one, which is going to be my Star Wars complete saga. It is the whole thing, all of them in one spot. I wasn't a huge fan of the whole, saga setup with the, giant case deal. I like to have in my setup like every single individual case. But I mean, after I got this, I was realizing that's expensive and stupid. I know it looks really cool, especially if you get like the right cases, like the steel books for Star Wars. Made it look really, really cool, as well as like steel books for a bunch of like the Avengers series. It would look really cool to have all their steel books or all their movie cases when they're matching. But logically, just having the whole saga set is financially a lot smarter, and it's also a guarantee that you do have everything. You're not like, hey, am I missing one? What's going on? And I like to keep track of all my stuff. Speaking of that, on to the next one is Kingsman. Kingsman was a movie, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, yo, I gotta go see this. But I was like, I have to get this one. It was an easy steal, quick steal for that one. Fantastic film. Both this one and Kingsman 2, great. I think they're working on a Kingsman 3. I think it's called The Kingsmen. Next up is Proud Mary. We have Ready Player One. If you don't know about Ready Player One, you need to get from under a rock. You need to go read the book. Then you need to watch the movie. The book is way more fantastic than the movie, but the movie is awesome if you're still in that nostalgia mindset of everything. This is it right here. Then we have Logan. I'm not even going to get into details. Tear. Minions, don't ask questions, but it's here. Like I said, complete saga, the whole trilogy. Because why? Batman is that dude. You already know what it is. Let's get it. Then we have Deadpool 2 in the nice steel case. You know what I mean? Gotta get it right. I wanted to get the other Deadpool case, but this one just hollered my name. You know, your boy loves that red, so I was like, gotta get that all red case for Deadpool DP in the house. Then we have Ant-Man. Yeah. Inception. I got the Warner Brother Iconic Moments case, so it has the iconic quotes at the bottom. I have like 3 other ones around here. I think those are coming up pretty soon, and what I'll do is put them to the side so you can see all 4 of them together. Then we have Fighting with My Family, the Page story from WWE. Fight Club. First rule, we don't talk about Fight Club. Boom, I was right. So, the other one is The Shining, as well as Seven. Like I said, with all 3 of these cases, they come with their quotes. What's in the box? Here's Johnny. And this one right here, you mustn't be afraid to dream a little bit big. So, like I said, I'm still looking at getting a couple other ones. The ones that they had there, I wasn't really into other than these 3. I mean, they had like the Lorax. Don't really care for that movie. They had Christine. I have Christine downloaded on my computer, so I wasn't too sure if I wanted to get it just, you know, to complete the setup. But, I mean, they're still there at Target, so I might go back and get them. $5. It's a good little setup there. Another movie that was on sale at Target during Black Friday, or not Black Friday, but Black History Month, was Coming to America. Another movie, I mean, that I've seen 100 times with my grandma, my mom, all of my aunts. It's one of those movies that you go and watch. You have to watch. You know, especially coming on that old-fashioned black household, it is what it is. If you ain't got no love for Eddie, you ain't got no love for me. This guy right here, since he wants to roll up to the forefront, you already see it right there. You already see it. Let's go. It's that Fast and that Furious, you know. This right here is one of my favorite movie franchises. Straight from the very first film all the way up to 8, 9, 10, if they decide to go that high. I know that's what they're saying they're going to do. Like I said, I got all of them in here. I even still bought a couple of steelbooks just in support of Paul Walker. You know, RP to him at his untimely demise. But like I said, it's Fast and Furious. That movie is what got me. That franchise is what got me into loving cars to the extent that I do so much. So, I mean, thank you to them, because that was a passion that, you know, I didn't know I was gonna fall into as a young age, and I did now. It's amazing. Next up, we have Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph Breaks the Internet. We have Aquaman in the steelbook case, just like Wreck-It Ralph. I was kind of about this steelbook just because I didn't really care for the animated picture, but the more I look at it, the longer I have it, I'm kind of, you know, enjoying it a little bit more, kind of, especially when I do movie nights on the shelf right here in front of the TV. Whenever I choose a movie, I lay it right up front to kind of go with the whole presentation type deal, so it looks kind of cool that way. But yeah, on to the next one, another steelbook on deck. It is The Reign of Superman. Alright guys, so my camera just died. We back up and running. So let's go ahead and get done with this setup. We got 3 more stacks to go. Let's get back into it. Next up, we have Will Ferrell's Elf. We have Star Wars The Force Awakens. Spider-Man Homecoming. Like I said earlier, even though I got the whole set right here, I had to get the steelbook, you know, I had to get it on deck, you know what I mean? Next up is Straight Outta Compton, man. Best docu, or biopic, we'll say biopic. Best biopic that I've seen in the past 4 or 5 years. I thought the Tupac one was going to be dope. it was alright. And then people started pointing out that he was sitting there with an iPhone most of the time. I was like, bruh, mess me up. Straight out of Compton though, fantastic, flawless, bomb movie. Next up, Batman Ninja. You already know what it is. Boom. Space Jams. This one right here is that movie. You already know. Then we got The Greatest Showman. Fantastic musical movie. I mean, enough said. You're going to see at least like 2-3 more Batman movies up in here. More than likely. So, I mean, enough said right here. Let's go. We got the Superman set. This right here was a Christmas present to Ari. I got this for her as a Christmas present. It's every single Superman movie all the way up to, I believe, Brandon Roth. Yeah, all the way up to Brandon Roth. So, I mean, there's that. 'Cause she's a huge Superman fan. I'm trying to convert her back over to Team Batman, y'all. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But hey, as long as I'm breathing, I'm trying. Let's go. Next up, The Hate You Give. Fantastic movie. Then we got Pacific Rim Uprising. I don't own the first one. I enjoyed it, but not as much as I did the second one, so I went ahead and bought the second one. I might get the first one if they do a trilogy setup, just so I can have all three together for that movie night moment. You can watch all three back to back, but we'll see about that. Like I said, for The Reign of Superman, you gotta watch this one first. The Death of Superman. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, the Justice League one, it was cool. But this one right here, this is how it's supposed to be done. It was fantastic. Definitely a tearjerker at the end. And like I said, I'm not even a huge Superman fan, but it got me. It really did. Then we got Uncle Drew, something funny and fantastic to get into. Then we got Southpaw. Jake Gyllenhaal blew my mind with this one right here. Man, I was like, alright, I'll go check it out. Because, you know, it had 50 in it and Forrest. And I was like, those are my dudes. But then there was a boxing film, man. It was a fantastic movie, though. Next up, The Golden Circle. I already got the Kingsman. The special edition for the first one, I just went ahead and just got this one as the second one, just the normal Blu-ray with the trifecta on, you know, Blu-ray, DVD, digital. If you notice, majority of my movies are that way, other than the standard DVD sets, because I have to have it on my phone, the digital copies. Next up is The Birth of the Dragon. Huge Bruce Lee fan, so I had to get this one. So up to the next one, Justice League. I mean, if it was just a movie of superheroes teaming up, great movie. But we know the Justice League. We know the 7. It should have been and could have been a lot better. We got Furious 8. You already know what it is. BVS, I had to get that director's cut, the ultimate edition, of course the trifecta on deck. That way I can watch the theatrical, the uncut. I know people are still to this day got petitions going on about, we want to see the Zack Snyder version, this, that, and the other. Man, let it die. Let's just go ahead, get the DCEU revamped, set up right with a good Batman and hopefully a really good Superman, just as good as Henry Cavill, because he was fantastic. And just get the ball back rolling, you know what I mean? Just put it to the side, file it. We got it set up. We know how to do it next time. Keep it pushing. Next one up is the Murder on the Orient Express. If you've ever seen Clue. If you ever played the game Clue. Clue on a train. That's about it. It's Clue on a train. Fantastic, but on a train. So yeah, loved it though, really did. Johnny Depp, that's my boy. Next up, you already know, Batman, Bad Blood. This one right here was dope, man. When I first saw it, I was at work. I bought this on my lunch break, and I went back to my job and sat in the back with the digital copy and watched it. I was late clocking back in like for 45 minutes, but don't tell my boss that. I told him the system was messing up. Shh. Next up is Justice League Gods and Monsters. This is kind of looking at it on the other end of the spectrum of, you know, the Trinity. If they were a little bit more dark. I love it. It's freaking awesome. Batman is literally a Batman. He's a vampire. It is a fantastic movie. Probably one day what I'll do is rewatch it and even give you a review on it if you really want me to. Just leave a comment down below and we'll get into it. Furious 7. Enough said. Fast and Furious. Let's go. Then we have DP, the first one. Like I said, I got the other one in the steel case. They didn't have this one in steel case at the time I went to go buy it, so I just bought it as is so I can get them both at the same time. Bummer, a little bit. I'm over it, kinda. Good, yeah. Then we have Avengers: Age of Ultron. It has a red Blu-ray case. Little details like this make me happy. So, yeah. Then we have Terminator Genesis. Yeah. Next up, dope. Fantastic movie. ASAP and Zoe Kravitz. That's my baby. Let's go, man. Power Rangers. If you don't know me, I am a huge Power Ranger fan. Batman, Power Rangers are on the same level for me. I mean, I grew up watching them both. It happened. Yeah. Next up, another one of my favorite films, kind of like Ninja Assassin. This is the Raid 2. I don't have Raid 1. I watched Raid 1 actually on YouTube one day. Just like going through Facebook, had a link to it. I watched it. I was like, this is super dope. Heard number 2 was coming out shortly afterwards. So I bought it, watched it. This is definitely in my top 5 of movies. Definitely in my top 5 if I have to choose individual sets of movies. Because if not, it's probably going to be Batman's trilogy and then Fast and Furious. But yeah, definitely top 5. Fantastic movie. The fight sequences in this movie are amazingly fantastic. Fire. Straight fire, man. Wonder. This was another gift to Ari at her job because they were doing a promotion for the movie. I haven't seen it. She's seen it. She likes it. I don't know how I feel about it. To be honest with you, I don't really have an interest in. I'm more of an action movie type of guy, or like romance comedies type deal. Will I give it a shot? Maybe one day, long ways down the road. But it might eventually happen one day. Can't say never, you know. Next up is Spawn, the movie that has been so disrespected, but yet is so freaking fantastic. This movie right here with Michael Jai White, man. When I remember when I first saw the Spawn movie, I was like, I think I was like 11 or 12. I saw it on HBO. And I didn't know who he was or whatever. This is when I was just really starting to get into comic books. All I really knew was, you know, the top guys of Marvel and top guys of DC. This was before even Iron Man was popular. So that's how crazy it was for me. And then I kind of watched this movie and I was like, yo, there's so much out there that I'm not even catching on to. And look at me now. You know what I mean? Like, all I talk about, all I watch is freaking comic movies, comic shows, anime, and that's just basically my life now when it comes to television. So, yeah. Next up, Captain America, Winter Soldier. The best Captain America movie, hands down, without a doubt. The best. Enough said. The Warriors is that movie. In that top 5 with the Raid, Warriors would have to be number 1. Numero uno. I remember watching this one day, one late night, just watching HBO. It came on once again. I was like, yo, what is this? Found out what it was. I had to legit, I Shazammed it. It told me what it was. I went out and bought it the next morning. Like, no cap. I love this movie so much. I watch it almost like every other week. I'm probably gonna make it a tradition where I watch it every month, just because I mean this movie is legendary. It is so freaking legendary, man. Next up is Superfly, the movie I've watched until the ground, to the point my girlfriend hates it whenever she hears the title. She hates the soundtrack, all because of me, but I love this movie so much. I've seen the OG version. The remake of it is fantastic. I love it so much. Man, that's my movie, man. Then we have X-Men, Rogue, the Rogue edition of the Days of Future Past. This one has a little bit more of an emphasis on Rogue's appearance and presence in the story, and everything like that. So it's super fantastic, a lot different than what was actually in theaters, as well as the original cuts. That's why I really like this one. I didn't even care about the other ones, but they're included on there as well. Then we have Hidden Figures, fantastic movie. I have the OG Carrie, because if you're going to get Carrie, you got to get the OG. I like the remake of it, but I mean, it's the OG, you know what I mean? Then we have the best Avengers movie. Best Avengers movie next up would be Endgame, in my book. Hellboy, I legit just bought this a couple days ago. Watched it. I did have to go into it with no expectations, because I am still a huge fan of the Ron Perlman version. That's just me. This one, he looked a little more like an ape. No, just a little bit. But other than that, it was a fantastic movie. If you don't know who Hellboy is, if you've never seen the original version, watching this, you're going to be like, yo, this character's freaking awesome. Try to cut back on the cussing if you haven't noticed. Next up is Crazy Rich Asians. Then we got Creed 2 in the building. Best one of the set so far. I hope they have so many more to come. I would love to get 8 Creed movies. And then, man, Creed, that's my dude, man. Relating it back to Michael B. Jordan. Wakanda forever. Boom. Black Panther. Let's get it. Man. Then we move on to Creed 1. Man. Creed. Just let me just tell you, man, with the Creed movies, let's get it, let's go. I watch these movies and I'm like super amped. I'm like when you were kids and you would watch a movie that was super dope and you'd be like outside trying to reenact the scenes. This is me right here. As soon as Creed go off, I'm in the window just working on my fights. Like, yo, let's go for a run, a jog. I'm super amped after watching Creed. As you can tell right now, I'm like, man. Let me down to the last 3. We got Predator. We have The Darkest Mind. And then we have Avengers Infinity War. I don't have Endgame just yet. I'm waiting to see if I want to get the Steelbook or not. I have it in my Amazon cart. But that's besides the point. Infinity War was just basically a setup. Yeah, it was a setup. But you still got to put respect on this. I mean, we had every Avenger out there putting in work. All over the fucking galaxy. Alright? Thanos. For those who are just cinematic fans of Marvel, Thanos is 10 times worse in the comics than he is in the movies. They just kind of have to wash him down a little bit. Hey, it is what it is. I mean, that's what's up. But other than that, once again, this is my Blu-ray / DVD collection. I plan on getting this thing massive to where I have probably a 4-to-7 bookcase set up of it. That's the game plan. Definitely within the next 2 years. So I got so many movies I haven't bought that have come out in the past few years as well that I plan on going back at some point. I might even do a huge movie haul at some point. So definitely keep your eye out for that. Other than that, once again, this is your boy Evan, one half of Evan and Ari. I keep it locked right here. Make sure you like, share, and comment down below your favorite movie. We'll catch you next time. Peace.